Jeffrey Dahmer. The Milwaukee Cannibal. Just hearing Jeffrey Dahmer's name gives people chills. They called him the Milwaukee Cannibal and the Milwaukee Monster because between 1978 and 1991, he murdered 17 young men and boys. And what he did to them went far beyond killing. Early life, the red flags. Born in 1960, Dahmer was always the quiet, awkward kid. He kept to himself and struggled socially. But early on, there were disturbing signs. He developed a fascination with dead animals, collecting them, dissecting them, keeping their bones. While other kids were outside playing, he was feeding dark curiosity. As he grew older, those thoughts didn't go away. They intensified. The first murder, 1978. At 18, just weeks after high school graduation, Dahmer committed his first murder. He picked up a hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks, brought him home, and they drank together. When Hicks tried to leave, Dahmer panicked, struck him and killed him. Afterward, he dismembered the body and disposed of the remains in the woods. For years after that, he stayed under the radar. The killing years, 1987-1991. By the late 1980s, living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Dahmer began targeting young men at bars, malls, and bus stops. He would lure them in with money offers or fake modeling photo shoots. But once inside his apartment, it turned into a nightmare. He drugged his victims, murdered them, and kept body parts as trophies. Some remains were stored in his refrigerator and freezer. His crimes included necrophilia and cannibalism, which led to his infamous nickname. Dahmer's obsession wasn't just about murder. He craved control. In several cases, he drilled into victims' skulls and injected acid or chemicals, attempting to create zombie-like partners who would obey him and never leave. It was calculated and deeply disturbing. The police failure in 1991. A 14-year-old boy named Konarak Synthesomphone escaped Dahmer's apartment in a drugged and confused state. Police found him, but Dahmer convinced the officers that the boy was his adult partner and that everything was consensual. The officers believed him and returned the boy to Dahmer. Hours later, he was murdered. This incident became one of the most shocking police failures in U.S. crime history. The arrest, 1991. Everything collapsed when one intended victim, Tracy Edwards, managed to escape. He flagged down police and reported what had happened. When officers searched Dahmer's apartment, they found Polaroid photos of dismembered bodies, a human head in the refrigerator, and multiple body parts stored inside. The evidence was overwhelming. Dahmer confessed. Trial and death. In 1992, he was sentenced to 15 life terms, effectively over 900 years in prison. The court made it clear he would never be released. In 1994, Dahmer was beaten to death in prison by another inmate named Christopher Scarver. He was 34 years old. The case of Jeffrey Dahmer remains one of the darkest chapters in American criminal history, not just because of the brutality, but because of how long it went unnoticed.